Imagine that you have just finished your book. You hit save and you sit back with satisfaction, feeling really good about what you've done. Or do you? Finishing a draft is a big milestone. You spent all those hours, all that hard work getting to that 50,000 word or so manuscript. After all of that, how do you know when it's done? Even though you may call the draft finished, you may still have holes in it. You may be missing sections. You may have notes to yourself. It's clearly not edited. It's not ready for anyone else to read. So how do you call it finished? Well, that's what we're talking about today. It is essential that you have a finish line in your draft, a place where you draw the line and say, we are now moving from a draft to a manuscript. That place where you've done all the rough drafting and now you're going to craft your words. That's the distinction that we're looking for. But it's a murky distinction. Sometimes it's really hard to call it finished when it feels so, well, unfinished. So today what we're going to do is we're going to define what finished is. Finished is when you have written the last chapter. At that point, you may still have missing sections. You will likely still have notes to yourself, markers included in your manuscript. You may have things that you want to improve. You may want to go back and even revise part of the plot. That's all fine. Once the last chapter is written, the draft is finished. That's when you pause and you're going to step away and take a break from it. This part's really important because you need fresh eyes to come back and edit the manuscript. You need to pause and take a break. Otherwise, you're going to read the manuscript as you intended to write it, whether that's actually how you wrote it or not. So when the last chapter is written, we're going to call it finished, call the draft finished. And you're going to step away and take a break for a few weeks, maybe a few months, until you're ready to come back and edit it. So the draft is finished. The next thing that you'll do is you'll read through the entire document from first word to last word. You might make some minor edits as you're doing this, but mostly you're getting a full perspective of the draft you have written. And then you pause and you take a break. When you come back to edit the manuscript, you're going to need fresh eyes for looking at it. And so it's really helpful to take a break, to step away from a manuscript for a little while. It may be several weeks, maybe several months for you, however long you need to be able to come back and edit it with fresh eyes. And then make sure that you go and celebrate, because finishing a draft really is a big deal. So how are you going to celebrate your finished draft?